Ladies and gentlemen, welcome and thank you for joining me today as we explore the essential habits that make relationships not only survive, but thrive. It's no secret that relationships are one of the most significant aspects of our lives. They shape our happiness, our sense of fulfillment, and our emotional well-being. But despite their importance, we often overlook the fundamental ingredients that contribute to their success. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that love alone can carry us through, but love, while crucial, is just the beginning. Be here today, it's likely because you're seeking something more. You're looking for practical tools, strategies, and insights that will help you build and maintain a strong, healthy relationship. And this is where habits come into play. The small, daily actions we take within our relationships have a far greater impact than we might realize. They don't have to be grand gestures or complicated acts. What truly matters are the consistent, everyday habits that build trust, deepen understanding, and create lasting connection. Relationships are dynamic and require consistent care. They are not static and they cannot flourish on autopilot. They need active participation, both from you and your partner. As we move forward, we'll dive into some of the most crucial habits that, when practiced regularly, will nurture your relationship and help it thrive. You see, love is not just a feeling, it's a practice. And the way we practice love day in and day out is through healthy habits. These habits range from the way we communicate to the way we listen and empathize. They create a culture of respect, emotional safety, and mutual support where both partners feel seen, heard, and valued. But it's important to note that these habits don't just happen on their own. They require intention and effort. In fact, relationships often face their toughest challenges when one or both partners fall out of sync with these foundational practices. Throughout today's discussion, we will focus on how certain habits, specifically communication, consistency, and accountability, serve as the pillars upon which any successful relationship is built. These are not just abstract concepts, but rather concrete, actionable habits that can be cultivated and practiced over time. It's through small, intentional actions, like actively listening to your partner, consistently showing up for them, and taking responsibility for your own actions, that relationships grow stronger. I want to remind you that this journey is not about perfection. It's about progress. Relationships are not about getting everything right every time. Instead, they are about showing up with authenticity, vulnerability, and a genuine commitment to the other person. It's about being there for your partner, even on the tough days, and continuously working to create a nurturing environment where love can flourish. The truth is, while love is the foundation of any relationship, it is the habits we cultivate that will ultimately determine whether that love stands the test of time. Think of it like planting a garden. You can't just throw seeds into the soil and hope for a beautiful blooming garden. You need to water it, give it sunlight, and pull out the weeds that threaten to choke its growth. Similarly, in relationships, we need to nurture them through consistent effort, open communication, and a willingness to own our mistakes. So, as we move forward, I encourage you to reflect on your own relationship, whether you're currently in one or preparing for a future partnership. What habits are you nurturing today? How can you take small steps to strengthen the bond between you and your partner? Together, let's explore the transformative power of habits and how they can elevate your relationship to new heights. Thank you for being here, and let's begin this journey of growth and connection. Understanding the importance of healthy habits. Introduction. Relationships are not static. They are living, breathing entities that require care and attention to thrive. Many people think that the key to a strong relationship lies solely in grand gestures or deep emotional connections. While these are important, the day-to-day habits you cultivate are what truly sustain your bond. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that love alone can carry a relationship through anything. However, real love is built on the foundation of healthy, consistent habits. These habits strengthen your emotional connection, deepen trust, and create a stable environment in which both partners can grow and flourish. The role of healthy habits in relationships. Healthy habits are the small actions and behaviors that we engage in daily, ranging from how we communicate with each other to how we express our love and gratitude. These habits aren't necessarily big or dramatic. Instead, they are often simple, consistent acts of care and understanding. For example, when you take the time to check in with your partner during a busy day, or when you actively listen to them without distractions, you're creating a space where love can grow. Think of these habits as the glue that holds everything together. While love may bring you together initially, it is the ongoing practices and routines that allow your relationship to thrive. They act like the foundation of a house. Without a solid base, everything else may crumble. These habits build trust, intimacy, and a sense of safety, which are all crucial for a strong partnership. The importance of consistency. In relationships, consistency is key. It's not enough to show love and affection only on special occasions or after an argument. For a relationship to truly prosper, you must make healthy habits part of your routine. Small, everyday acts of kindness and care have a much greater impact than sporadic grand gestures. If you want to create lasting intimacy, you need to show your partner that you're there for them consistently. This can be as simple as saying, "I love you" every morning, showing interest in their day, or taking a moment to express gratitude for the little things they do. Consistency in your habits sends the message that your partner is a priority in your life. When both people in the relationship are consistent with their actions, it builds a sense of security and predictability. You begin to trust that your partner will be there when needed and that they will continue to contribute to the relationship's growth. Start small and build over time. If you're wondering where to begin, remember that creating healthy habits doesn't require you to change everything overnight. Start small and build from there. Focus on incorporating simple daily practices that reinforce your connection. These habits don't have to be extravagant or difficult. In fact, the most impactful habits often come in small, manageable steps. Perhaps you begin by making a habit of having one meaningful conversation each day, away from distractions like phones or TV. Maybe you choose to set aside time to show physical affection regularly, like holding hands or giving each other a kiss before bed. Over time, these small actions compound and lead to a deeper, more meaningful relationship. Conclusion: healthy habits are essential for the long-term success of any relationship. They help build trust, create a secure emotional environment, and reinforce the love and care you feel for each other. The beauty of these habits is that they don't require massive effort. Rather, they rely on consistency and the intention to nurture and support one another daily. So, take a moment to reflect on your relationship. What small changes can you make today that will set the stage for lasting love and connection? Start with small steps, stay consistent, and watch as your bond strengthens over time. Communication, the cornerstone of a strong relationship. Introduction. At the heart of every successful relationship lies one fundamental habit: communication. While many people focus on the emotional connection or the romantic aspects of their relationship, communication is often the unspoken glue that holds everything together. Healthy communication is about much more than just talking to one another. It's about truly understanding, empathizing, and connecting with your partner on a deeper level. Without strong communication, misunderstandings can easily arise, feelings can be hurt, and the connection between partners can gradually erode. Why communication matters? The foundation of any thriving relationship rests on the ability to communicate effectively. Communication is not just about expressing your thoughts and feelings, but also about actively listening to your partner. It's about being present and creating a safe space where both of you can share openly and honestly without fear of judgment or rejection. When communication is strong, couples are better able to resolve conflicts, navigate difficult situations, and work together to achieve their shared goals. The ability to express yourself clearly and to listen with empathy fosters understanding, which in turn creates emotional intimacy. This intimacy strengthens the bond between you and your partner, ensuring that both of you feel seen, heard, and valued. Active listening, the key to effective communication. Effective communication doesn't just involve talking, it requires active listening. Often people listen to respond rather than to understand. In healthy relationships, both partners actively listen to one another. This means putting aside your own thoughts and reactions while your partner speaks and focusing entirely on what they're saying. Active listening involves being patient, making eye contact, and showing empathy through both words and actions. When your partner feels truly listened to, they are more likely to open up and share their innermost thoughts, concerns, and desires. This creates a deeper level of emotional connection and trust, as your partner knows that you value their perspective and that their voice matters. Active listening is the cornerstone of healthy communication, as it signals to your partner that they are important and that their feelings are worth hearing. Nonverbal communication, saying more than words. While verbal communication is vital, nonverbal communication is just as important, if not more so. How you express yourself through body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice can convey as much, if not more, than the words you speak. In fact, studies show that a significant portion of communication in relationships is nonverbal. Pay attention to the way you communicate nonverbally with your partner. Are you making eye contact? Are you facing them when they speak? Are you showing warmth and openness through your posture? Small nonverbal cues like a reassuring touch, a smile, or a gentle gesture can make a huge difference in how your partner feels. Positive body language can convey love, support, and understanding, even when words may fall short. Making time for meaningful conversation. In the hustle and bustle of everyday life, it can be easy to let communication fall to the wayside. The demands of work, family, and other responsibilities can leave little room for quality time together. However, making the effort to engage in meaningful conversations is essential for maintaining a strong connection with your partner. Set aside regular time for uninterrupted conversations. It could be as simple as sitting down together over a cup of coffee or taking a walk after dinner. During these moments, prioritize quality over quantity. Make an effort to listen, share, and be present with one another. These conversations don't have to be heavy or serious. Sometimes simply discussing your day or sharing lighthearted moments can help you feel more connected. Conclusion. Healthy communication is the cornerstone of any strong relationship. It's about listening with empathy, expressing yourself clearly, and showing your partner that their thoughts and feelings are valid. Consistently engaging in positive communication habits such as active listening, being mindful of nonverbal cues, and making time for meaningful conversations can significantly strengthen your relationship. When you nurture this essential habit, you foster a deeper bond, better understand each other's needs, and create a relationship that can weather any storm. So, take a moment to reflect on your communication habits. Are you truly listening to your partner? How can you make your conversations more intentional and loving? Consistency, building trust, and reliability. Introduction. Consistency is a powerful habit that plays a significant role in strengthening relationships. While love, attraction, and passion are essential ingredients in any partnership, it is the consistency of your actions that builds trust and reliability over time. Relationships thrive on predictability and stability. When you demonstrate consistent behaviors and emotional availability, your partner feels safe and secure, knowing they can rely on you in good times and bad. Consistency is not about perfection. It's about showing up for your partner day in and day out. It's the little, everyday actions that show your commitment and care. Whether it's keeping promises, being emotionally present, or following through with your word, these actions speak volumes about your dedication to the relationship. Why consistency matters in relationships. Trust is the bedrock of every healthy relationship, and consistency is the cornerstone of trust. Without consistency, trust becomes fragile. If you are unpredictable or unreliable, your partner may start to feel insecure or doubt your commitment. Over time, this insecurity can erode the emotional connection between you both. On the other hand, when you show consistency, you send a clear message that your love and commitment are unwavering. Whether you're facing challenges or celebrating victories, your partner can count on you to show up for them, to support them, and to be there for them, no matter the circumstances. Consistency reassures your partner that you are reliable, making them feel valued and respected in the relationship. The power of small, consistent actions. Often people think that major gestures or grand romantic acts are what make a relationship strong. While these moments are important, it's the smaller, consistent actions that really build lasting connections. A simple good morning text, a thoughtful compliment, or a small act of kindness can make a world of difference. These small but consistent efforts demonstrate that you're thinking about your partner and that you care for them. In addition to the small acts of kindness, showing consistency in your behavior and reactions is key. When you respond to your partner with patience, understanding, and love every day, you reinforce that they can trust your emotional responses. They come to know that regardless of the circumstances, you will handle situations with maturity and care. Consistency in conflict resolution. Another critical area where consistency plays a role is in how conflicts are handled. Disagreements and misunderstandings are inevitable in any relationship, but how you respond to them can either strengthen or weaken your bond. Consistency in your approach to conflict resolution is essential. When you approach conflicts with the same level of respect, understanding, and open-mindedness every time, you build trust in your ability to handle tough situations. Instead of reacting impulsively or defensively, consistent emotional regulation shows your partner that you're committed to resolving issues in a healthy way. Over time, your partner will learn that no matter how big or small the conflict, you will approach it with the same level-headedness and care. This stability creates a sense of security and helps both of you grow together. Setting and meeting expectations. Consistency is also about setting clear expectations and meeting them. Healthy relationships thrive when both partners know what to expect from each other. This could mean respecting each other's boundaries, being dependable when it comes to spending quality time together, or taking responsibility for your actions. When you consistently meet each other's expectations, you create a harmonious dynamic where both individuals feel valued and understood. Conclusion. In any relationship, consistency is one of the most powerful habits you can cultivate. It goes beyond grand gestures or fleeting emotions. It's about the small, everyday actions that demonstrate your reliability, commitment, and care. By showing up consistently for your partner, you build trust, create a sense of emotional safety, and ensure that both of you can count on each other no matter what life throws your way. So take a moment to reflect. Are you showing up consistently in your relationship? How can you reinforce your commitment with small, meaningful actions that demonstrate your reliability and love? Accountability, owning your actions, and strengthening the bond. Introduction. Accountability is the cornerstone of personal growth and relationship success. In the context of a relationship, taking responsibility for your actions, whether good or bad, builds a foundation of trust, respect, and emotional safety. Without accountability, relationships can become toxic, filled with blame and resentment. However, when both partners commit to owning their actions and taking responsibility for their mistakes, it can strengthen the bond and create a healthier, more positive dynamic. Why accountability matters in relationships. Accountability in relationships means acknowledging your behavior and its impact on your partner. It's about recognizing when you've hurt your partner, understanding how your actions contributed to the situation, and making amends. In relationships where accountability is lacking, blame shifting and defensiveness can easily take over. This damages trust, as it leaves one partner feeling unheard, unsupported, and even invisible. On the flip side, taking accountability for your actions shows emotional maturity and a commitment to growth. It demonstrates that you're willing to own up to your mistakes, even when it's uncomfortable. It means you're more interested in resolving issues than protecting your ego. This level of emotional honesty nurtures a sense of fairness and respect, allowing both partners to feel valued and understood. Owning up to mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. It's part of being human. But what matters most is how you handle those mistakes. In a healthy relationship, when you mess up, you don't run away from responsibility. You don't make excuses or try to justify your actions. Instead, you own up to them. Owning your mistakes involves saying, "I was wrong," and showing your partner that you regret your actions and want to make it right. The process of owning your mistakes is not just about saying sorry. It's about taking steps to ensure that you learn from the experience and do better in the future. Accountability requires you to reflect on the situation, acknowledge the hurt it may have caused, and consider how you can prevent it from happening again. This shows your partner that you're committed to growth, not only as an individual, but as a couple. Building trust through accountability. One of the greatest gifts accountability offers is the opportunity to rebuild and deepen trust. When you consistently own your actions and hold yourself accountable, you create an environment where honesty and transparency are valued. Your partner begins to feel more secure, knowing that even when things go wrong, you will take responsibility and work toward resolution. This creates a sense of emotional safety where both partners can be vulnerable and open without the fear of being blamed or attacked. When both partners are accountable for their behavior, there's less room for resentment or misunderstandings to take root. It strengthens the emotional bond and reinforces the belief that you're both in this relationship together. Accountability fosters a culture of mutual respect where both individuals feel empowered to take responsibility for their roles in the relationship's success or challenges. Setting boundaries and holding each other accountable. In relationships, accountability is not only about owning up to your own actions, but also holding each other accountable in a loving and respectful way. Setting clear boundaries and expectations helps both partners know where they stand and what is acceptable behavior. When one partner crosses a boundary or behaves in a way that negatively affects the relationship, it's important to address it calmly and assertively. Holding each other accountable doesn't mean blaming or criticizing, rather it involves encouraging growth, self-awareness, and mutual respect. It's about creating a partnership where both of you feel comfortable addressing issues as they arise without fear of judgment or backlash. When both partners are willing to hold each other accountable, it fosters a sense of equality and shared responsibility in the relationship. Conclusion. Accountability is essential for building a strong, resilient relationship. It requires you to take responsibility for your actions, own your mistakes, and work toward improving yourself and the dynamic between you and your partner. By fostering a culture of accountability, you build trust, reinforce emotional safety, and create a sense of fairness in the relationship. So ask yourself, are you willing to own your actions and contribute to a relationship that thrives on mutual respect, trust, and emotional honesty? And emotional availability. When you consistently show up for your partner, emotionally and physically, you build a foundation of trust, security, and intimacy. It's not about being perfect, it's about being present and reliable day in and day out. As we wrap up, I want you to reflect on the habits you're currently nurturing in your relationship. Are they the ones that will lead to long-term success and fulfillment? Are you showing up consistently, communicating with care, and building a sense of trust with your partner? Relationships aren't built in a day. They're built in the small, everyday actions that we choose to take. By investing in these habits, you create a relationship that can weather any storm and thrive through every challenge. The journey of building a strong, healthy relationship doesn't have to be complicated. Focus on the basics. Healthy habits, communication, consistency, and trust. These are the pillars that will hold your relationship steady, allowing it to grow and flourish. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. Relationships require ongoing care and effort, but with intentional habits, love can grow stronger every day. So take action now. What small habit can you begin practicing today that will make a lasting impact on your relationship? Whether it's a conversation, a thoughtful gesture, or simply showing up with consistency, these actions will create a lasting foundation for the love you share. Thank you for being here, for taking the time to invest in your relationship. Together, let's make these habits a priority and watch as our connections with others grow stronger, deeper, and more meaningful. Keep showing up, keep communicating, and keep being consistent, and the results will speak for themselves.